All right, ladies and gentlemen, please find the seat.
I don't really do the hardware part of it. I got more of the software and mail services.
All right, if I could have everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Those in uniform, Scout salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Two. Thank you. You may be seated. Recording happening. Yep. All right. Welcome everyone. It's June. School is over. Woo. For the kids, it's the most wonderful time of the year. For the parents, it's the horriblest time of the year. You look like you have stuff.
I do. Good stuff.
Hey, does everybody know Mike? Say hi, Mike. Hi. Mike, say hi, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, no, one at a time.
Hello. A small group I could do it.
Oh, yes, it's small.
I have 2 announcements. First announcement.
Go!
I love that.
Keep rolling, keep rolling.
Yes, 2
Two
rolling.
things to say.
There you go.
The Boy Scout Roundtables are going to occur upstairs in one of the classrooms due to construction downstairs. They promised me by the fall we should be fine with that. Second thing is I have some awards for great things, as we always say. This is a great way for you to be recognized for the work you do. If you do not have a chest full of knots and you are eligible for them, go check to see if you did the requirements, and we get you the award. Stephen Christ,
Not here.
he earned the Cub Master's key for moving on to Boy Scouts.
You can take it there.
Yes, you can take that.
Let's say you can take that.
Pack 533 earned their summertime pack award. Just
Wow, that's amazing since it's June.
just in time for summer next year.
Wait a minute. Could that be from 2012?
From 2012.
Or is it 2011 or maybe 1999?
And maybe have a problem on some administrators.
Oh, got it.
I don't blame the pack at this point.
Okay.
Michael Hicks from pack 951 earned the Tiger Cub Den Leader Award.
Ooh, did he survive? Did he survive?
I guess he did not. He did not
Do we
survive.
have anyone from that pack?
No, normally yes, but not today.
Wow, the whole pack imploded from everything. Oh, wow, that's crazy talk.
Chris Geiger.
Oh, he's there.
Oh, well,
Oh, yeah, and that's what it is. And that's what it is.
you got the Den Leader Award.
Yay!
You got,
Todd Larson.
He's not here, but I'm the Scoutmaster.
But standing in for Todd Larson today.
he earned the Den Leader Training Award.
Yay!
Also, some more stuff. Dallas Cecil
Yeah, no,
earned the Cub Scout Training Award.
Yay, Dallas!
Eric Frias earned, was nominated for the Unit Leader Award of Merit.
Ooh,
It's a special award that we hand out, that we award to leaders.
hold on. We don't just randomly give that out. We've got to show it. We've got to ooh and ah it. This is an ooh and ah one. Keep talking. Keep talking. Keep talking.
It is a great award. We had Unit Award of Merit, District Award of Merit, Council, Regional, National. However, scouting happens at the unit level. Therefore, the Unit Leader Award of Merit is a great award that people can be nominated for. It's an ooh-ah moment. Ooh, ah.
Special. How special? Very special.
So we can say that, but we can't say the A word?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
But wait, there's more.
There's more.
Of course there's a knot, which you can get the device going in. But you know the part that almost nobody knows about?
What?
If you are a Cub Master, or a Scout Master, or a Crew Advisor, there is actually a patch that has a gold star on it.
Does anyone have
The gold star is an indication that you have been awarded the Unit Leader Award. It is amazing. No one knows about it. No one wears it. It's crazy talk. Go get one. Go to the shop. Go get one. Be the star.
Congratulations.
You know, the one part about that award is the hardest is you have to have a succession plan in place. Succession is a bad word, right?
Who's next? John Bloom has earned the Boy Scout Leader Training Award. He's not here, but he may be here later. I hate butchering names, I'll let you butcher.
Brian Zavella.
There we go. Earned the Boy Scout Training Award. He's from Troop 1159 as well. We have Sean Carroll earned the Boy Scout Leader Training Award he's from Troop 2970.
Not here.
Not here. And then we also have another special award, the William D. Boyce New Unit Organizer Award. That's a good one. This is a special award honoring both the founder of the Boy Scouts of America as well as a founder of a new unit. And this one goes to John Stripling of Troop 2012, our newest troop down there in Arcola, Virginia.
Anybody?
And got someone.
Oh.
I will bring these back next week, or next month, or 2 months. Thank you. We will.
So at a random time to be named later. Got it. Okay. No problem. Yeah. Whatever. Okay. Anything else for the group? Any other bulletins, tidbits, nibbles here and there? Anything? Hey, Rumsey, come here for just a second. Rumsey, what's coming up like next week?
I don't know.
Gosh, that really is bad for the person that's putting together the program. Let's try it again.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, let's turn the hat around. That maybe will help you a little bit. There you go.
Oh,
there you go.
Yeah.
Well, let's tell a little bit about going on.
What's going on? You know how many, we have the most number of scouts attending our day camp than the entire NCAC.
No way. How many is that?
Like 355.
1,000?
No, 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 no.
Oh.
Well, when they move around a lot, it does
Well,
look
they do
like
quiver.
that.
They do quiver.
No, they move around.
Okay.
We keep them moving.
Okay, but we got 2 camps next
We got
week.
2 camps.
What
Not
camp?
just one, we got 2.
That's right, but wait, there's more.
There
There's
is
2.
more. So we got 130, it's, keep 35 now
For Twilight?
for Twilight Camp.
For those of you who've never heard of Twilight, Twilight is the brainchild. I think that's your brainchild.
Yes.
Because I actually came across an email maybe 4 years ago, like, I was thinking, Twilight this is the only district that has Twilight, and it is a wonderful idea for those families where their children are already doing tons of different things, or the parents can't get off, so they can show up, the heat of the day's gone down, you have dinner, you show up, and you know what they do the whole time? This is the best part.
It is the best part.
They just shoot, and they shoot some more, and then they shoot some more, and sometimes they play with fire. That's pretty cool.
We did fire a couple years ago. Can't do that for a while.
You need to do fire
But,
again.
like, we'd love to do
We
fire
only
again.
lost 1 Cub Scout.
No, they're essential.
Oh, he's okay
Yeah,
now?
they're
He's
fine.
okay now, yay!
Yes.
Yeah, okay, we forget about that.
That is great.
But no, between the Twilight Camp, Rumsey's our program director for that, does an incredible job. Give him a round of applause. But wait,
You know, there's always just the
Oh, here
scouting.
comes- here comes the hook.
There goes the hook. Does scouting take off during the summer?
gosh, I wish it did, but no!
Nope. And that's one of the things. Wouldn't you like to come out? You have come out in the evenings,
Because I don't like the heat.
and you don't. And it's so much nice.
Plus I get to
so
see
much, it's so fun.
It is.
And it's so relaxed.
And
you
where are we
just
going
bring-
with this?
You know, wouldn't some of you like to come out to
Ooh,
camp
that's where we're going with this.
volunteer?
But wait, there's still
more.
opportunities for you to excel and be out there to be the wonderful role models. That's right, role models, working throughout the camp, giving these young men opportunities to excel.
So if you can plan a den meeting with only 8 boys, just multiply it by 10.
That's right, how hard could it be, right?
Well, we don't talk about it. But you know,
It's not even an hour a week, it's just 1 week.
That's absolutely right. And we only have to do it right for 1 week.
And then you get 51 weeks to recuperate. It's great.
We've already started next year's camp. It's
Oh,
Wonderful
gosh.
Wheels, so yes.
What's the theme this year?
Wild, Wild West.
Are you kidding me? Did you not hear me talking the whole time? All I was missing was my ching spurs. Okay.
So we should get you like, oh golly, was that Father of the Bride? You should be out there dressing in all the outfits.
Hey, that's right. I can put the 2 bath mats on with
Yes.
my ching hat. Ah, I shot it. Okay.
Well, we might
Anyway,
perish. But
thank you
thank
so
you very
much.
much.
His volunteers are not just necessarily just adults. He can also use Boy Scouts in a lot of different roles, so it's for service hours and such. There are a lot of great opportunities. The volunteers who put together the camp down in Morven Park do an absolutely amazing job, and the sheer numbers of boys that come through the camp is quite awesome, considering we are one of the largest day camps and in the district, in the council, and the only Twilight. So they do a great job. Thank you, Rumsey. All right, anything else? Looking. I'm looking. I got my professionals looking at me like they need something.
We're good.
Okay, that's good to know.
We're looking at the people, not you.
Oh, wow. Boy, I feel bad about me now. Okay, well, if no one else has anything, we're going to split up for the Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts stay in here. Boy Scouts, you go upstairs, unless you really want to help with the construction on the church. Otherwise, then you can go downstairs. Either way. All right, thank you all for coming out. Have a great summer. Stay safe. Encourage your other leaders and also your boys to keep contact with each other, and don't lose contact with your youth during the summer, because fall will be here before you know it. You need to keep working. All right, thanks so much. All right, Cub Scouts, come here. How you doing? School's out. Woo! And you know, a lot of times you think, hey, school's out. The pressure's off. Oh, it's no problem. Well, you know, I seem to have had more pressure in the last 2 or 3 weeks than I had even before, before school was out. I'm not sure why. Part of it could have been the fact that I didn't do as good a planning job as I should have, and incorporate as many other leaders to help me. Don't make that mistake. It's okay to lean on your other leaders and say, you know what, I need a little help. It takes courage to reach out to others. That's what we're going to talk about today. Courage. You know, what is a muskrat get his musk? Courage. I can't do the whole thing, because I wish I could. So, we always talk about the Cub Scout core value for the next month. And everyone's like, well, Cub Scouts don't meet in July. You're hopefully doing activities in July. Hopefully you're meeting with your youth, doing some fun things, because everybody should be working towards their National Summertime Award, right? Right. My pack has 3 things scheduled in July. And every single one of them should be the opportunity for me to focus and provide them, the boys, that little extra character. Because scouting is a game with a purpose, right? The scout is brave. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Winston Churchill. By far, if you want to take throughout history, one of the most definitive leaders to lead people out of fear. England during that time, during the Blitzkrieg, during the bombing of London and such, was under an incredible curtain of fear. Winston Churchill came onto the scene and rallied them by providing the inspiration that, you know what, it's okay to be afraid, but it's not okay to surrender to it. Being scared is okay, but bravery truly is stepping up and facing your fears. Scout is brave. All right, so courage is what it takes to stand up and speak. But courage is also what it takes to sit down and listen. Courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes courage is the little voice. At the end of the day it says, I'll try again tomorrow. Faced with what is right, to leave it undone shows a lack of courage. All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. All very good quotes. But wait, none of those are scouting quotes. We have to have a scouting quote. Of course we do. Lord Baden-Powell, founder of scouting movement. We never fail when we try to do our duty. We always fail when we neglect to do it. Having the courage to step forward and do what you need to do. That, if we don't teach our boys anything but that one thing, that in itself has incredible power. Because it's very easy to go, ooh, this is going to be hard, or ooh, this is not going to be popular, ooh. But if it's the right thing, it's the right thing. And if we teach the boys that the right thing's important, and they should be courageous in doing so, we have done a very good thing. A scout is brave. So, this is what the Boy Scouts of America defined for scout is brave. One of the points of the law. Scout can face danger although he's afraid. Courage to stand for what he thinks. Here's the key. He stands for what he thinks is right, even if others laugh at him or threaten. That's hard. For a child / young man, that is almost impossible. But when they show that courage, recognize it. Solidify it. Because that courage is the difference in their character. And later on, when they become young men, and later on men, and later on old men, that courage makes all the difference. It's the difference between someone who just walks along and like, oh, well, I'll just go along. I'm not going to make any waves. To someone who says, this is not right, and here's why. And I am going to make sure it's known why, and I'm going to take it to make a change. At work, there's numerous times that a young man is going to be faced with things that, this is just not the right thing to do. And it takes courage to step up to your boss and go, I don't agree with this. I think this is the wrong thing. This is not the ethical choice. This is not the right choice. It takes loads of courage. All right, so who is new to Roundtable? The first time of attendance. Who we got? I got one. I got two. Do I have more? I got three. I got three. I'm looking for three. I got four. I'm four. No, four. No, I got three. All right, come on up here. Woo! This is going to be the courage. This is the courage part of our program. Come on. Now, luckily for you, it's June, and June I give myself a little bit of a break by bringing a whole heck of a lot of problems. Typically I bring a lot of stuff, but June I try to give myself a break, which one I have stuff. Good job. So we're going to say something. Your name, what unit, and what your position is. Go.
George Herman, Cubmaster, Pack 256.
All right.
Kim Shumway, Committee Chair, 1167.
Okay.
Third Phillips, Committee Chair, at 9.
Hey, t-shirt giveaway. Yeah, okay. So
So I remember.
this is good. Now, let's see. I had a committee chair, a cubmaster, right? And what's I'm sorry.
Committee Chair.
And committee chair. Okay, so I have two not in front of the boys group, and then I have one who is the MC of the day. Okay, so this is going to be okay for you. This is going to be more courage for you guys. We're going to sing. That's right, they're going to sing. But the Cub Scouts, if you can't sing, it doesn't matter. You just sing louder, right?
Sure.
That's what it really is. The Cub Scouts, they love to sing, and they love seeing adults sing, especially if you can't sing. They find that really fun. So ultimately, you got to leave your adult at the door and go, you know what? We're just gonna start. So, we're going to sing America, which for my voice is really hard. It's all over the place. But you guys are going to start us off, but you're not going to sing by yourself, because that's just too much courage. They're going to sing with you. And to sing, you can't be sitting down, right? Stand up. All right, so. You guys know the tune, right? Okay. Every once in a while, I pull a song up too. I don't know the tune. Okay, but this one never does. Are you ready? My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside, let freedom ring. Give him a round of applause. You know what's bad? Later on you'll see bad. Someone else. Now, words are on the board. For those of you who've been to more than one roundtable, you know why, right? Why do I put words on the board?
Short-term memory loss.
Short-term memory loss. Because it's not about embarrassing anybody. It's not about someone sitting there going, I'm going to fake it because I don't know the words of the song. It's okay to put the words up. Having some type of help, visual help, is okay. Same thing with with your Cub Scout promise. Law of the pack. Trust me. Everyone has moments, no matter how many times you said that, where you blank on it. I had a meeting where I completely blanked. I've been doing this for 7 years. How do I blank on that? But I did, completely blank, and I had to run into a sort of almost like an impromptu skit to make it look like I did that on purpose. This is a teaching moment for you guys, but truthfully, I just could not come up with it. And ultimately, I had to get a tiger out there with his book, handbook. Like, I bet this tiger could help us because he has a handbook. Won't you turn to it? And he's like, oh yeah, because he's being helpful. And I'm like, thank God, because now I can read it. And then we're fine. It is okay to have things like this someday. It is great to do it because it encourages everyone to participate. Your parents, your kids, everybody. Cub Scout sign, everybody knows that, right? 2 fingers, all the way up. It's not down here, it's not down here, it's definitely not like this. I have lots of boys that do like this, like, what hand is that? Well, it's my left hand. I'm left-handed. No, Cub Scout. It is the sign, the 2 fingers are the ears of the wolf. To obey and be fair. So, if everyone please rise and let's do the Cub Scout promise. I, Kale, promise to do my best, to do my duty to God and my country, to help other people, and to obey the law of the pack. The law of the pack? The Cub Scout follows the Kale. The Cub Scout helps the pack go. The pack helps the Cub Scout grow. The Cub Scout gives goodwill 2. You may be seated. Once again, I've got the words up there. It's important to have them there because you want the boys to be part of it. Truthfully, you probably ought to want your parents to be part of it too because your parents are Kale. They're part of this promise. Your boys are promising something. Have them have the words so that they can actually focus on saying it and understanding the words, not, oh no, I forgot it, and then checking out. They're making a promise. They're making a promise to do duty to God, help other people. Serious promises. These are little boys, but they're still serious promises, and we want them to take them seriously. So they need to understand the words, they need to have them with them. There are 12 core values in Cub Scouting. And there they are. And you would think, after going through this list 5 or 6 times like I have in roundtables, because I've been a roundtable commissioner now for 6 years, crazy, but I still haven't memorized. But that's okay, because inherently I know what they all are. I may not be able to write every single one of them down going, oh, it means this, but I know what they mean and why they're there. The key here is this, though. When you're putting together your program, you should have at least one of those in it. If you don't have at least one, don't do it. That is not what should be part of your program. Truthfully, you really should have more than one. You should have 2, 3, 4, you know, if you're a real go-getter, all 12, sure. But ultimately, you know, things like positive attitude, that's in everything. And then you've got respect, teaching of TEO, basically respecting each other and what you're doing, respect to leadership. Leaders also respecting youth. You're showing you all these things. But what you should do is you should be identifying, before you do your program, which components are you focusing on? Why do you do it? Why would you decide to focus on that beforehand? The reason you do that is if you've thought about what you're going to focus on, you actually focus on it. You know, later on going, hey, that was a great program. What did we focus on? Well, we sort of did this. We sort of did that. If you have looked at it before you start, you'll make a point of going, okay, we are going to focus on perseverance today. And when they work on something, then at certain points of the game or whatever activity, going, you know what? This is hard work. You know, I like the fact that you guys are sticking with it. That's a big word. It's called perseverance. And sometimes in life, there's going to be things that are really hard to do. But when you really work at them and continue on, you feel great when you finish them. And everyone else knows that this guy, you know how to take things and finish them. Okay, you've made that point throughout the program. If you didn't decide before you went into it perseverance was going to be your focus, you would miss that moment. That's a teaching moment. That's character. For this one, it's courage. Courage is an interesting one because all boys have an idea of courage. Every single one of them have some type of idea. Typically, it's a Superman, Spider-Man, superhero thing, right? Some of them, it may be whatever character they're reading in a book now. If they're more of a book reader, then, you know. Some of it may be sports. And they had this incredible game, and they were down, they were about to lose, and then they showed great courage. They've got some idea in their head, but they don't identify themselves as brave. Cub Scout boys, as a general rule, do not identify themselves as brave because they think of themselves as boys who do sort of ordinary things. They do something brave every single day. We need them to identify that bravery is not the guy who's in there who is going to charge a hill, you know, while the rain of bullets and, you know, plant the flag at the top of the hill. That's really courageous. But that's not what all it is. Sometimes it's just the same of saying, you know what, that my friend is being bullied by that young man over there. I need to go tell a teacher about it. Or I need to stand and go, you need to leave him alone. This is not the right thing to do. Or a friend's about to cheat on a test. Hey, you shouldn't do that because that's the wrong thing to do. That's courage as well. We need to make sure they understand that. How does courage relate to Boy Scouts? Why do we care? Because Cub Scouting is preparation for Boy Scouting. Tons of fun, activities, but its primary purpose is to prepare for Boy Scouting where leadership and self-reliance is taught. Cub Scouting is still family, which is good because we need to spend time with our sons. That's a good deal. But we want to relate it to Boy Scouting because we want them to be excited about what's coming and show them how it's interrelated. In 2015, the Cub Scout Law of the Pack and the Cub Scout Promise goes away. We're actually going to move to Boy Scout Law and Boy Scout Oath. Some people are like, ooh, that sounds scary. But some of those words the boys will understand. They will eventually, because we're going to teach them what these words mean. So now's a good time to start putting it together. We're going to talk about courage. You know what? One of the points of the Scout Law is the Scout's brave. That means that even though you may be afraid of what's going on, you still do what the right thing is. Boys understand that. Focus on that. Excite the boys. Even tigers love hearing about when they're older and they're going to be Boy Scouts. They love that. Courage, doing what's right, regardless of how hard it is, regardless of consequences. There are many, many roads, and it's very easy to take the easy road. But very rarely is the easy road and the right road the same road. When it is, rejoice, because truly that's a good day. But it's not always that way. Cub Scouts are going to learn that courage means to be brave and do what's right, no matter what their friends are doing. Tough, tough, tough for a young boy. Not the absence of fear, but that something else is more important than the fear. Okay? So here it is. Cub Scouts often believe that they have not shown any real courage. If you asked a group of boys, no matter what their age, what they've done that showed real courage, they may have one story-ish where maybe they saved a cat from a dog or something like that, and they view it as more heroic. They're viewing heroism and courage as being the same thing, which is not. Okay? But here's plenty of things that you can point out to them. You know, saying no, a friend's doing wrong. Following the rules. That doesn't sound like courageous. Following the rules when no one else is watching is courageous. Because that's character. It's so easy to go, you know what, no one's going to know. I'll just do this. It's no big deal. Putting aside the human nature and saying, you know what, no. That is the right thing because it's the right thing that I want to be, whether someone's watching or not. For me, that's courage. You know, had the opportunity to cheat, didn't. Courageous. Doing something new. Cub Scouts are always doing something new. They're little. They're 6 to 11 years old. There's often stuff that you're doing that's brand new. You know, you go, oh, well, yeah, I've done this 1,000 times. They haven't. Think about the first time that you have a Cub Scout trying to put up a tent all by himself. It's a nightmare. But they've never done it. And the next time they'll get better and more and better and better. And each time, especially if they're doing it in a situation where they think that someone else might laugh at them, it takes courage to put yourself out there and try something new. Think of how you feel when you're asked to do something brand new. You know, as adults, of course I could do that. But in reality, there's a little bit of you inside that still has to be courageous and go, you know what? I can do this. Doing something again that you had failed at, do it again. Scouting is the only program out there that I know of that failing is okay and sometimes encouraged. It's definitely not sports. Scouting is about a safe place to try something. If it doesn't work, hey, why didn't it work? What do you think we could do to change? How could we leverage some of your friends? You know, maybe as a team, could we approach it differently? Let's try it again. Think about your life and what you've learned your best lessons from. Were they the successes the first time you did something? Heck no. They were from your failures. They were from you overcoming whatever problem it was and succeeding. Sometimes the best memories are the struggle to actually get there and the feeling at the very end of what happened. But the struggle along the way took the courage. And here it is. The very lesson. It's not about just being heroic, what to do in an emergency. It's about showing the right thing, doing the right thing in all decisions and actions. That's the key. To a little boy, that's not heroic. It's not courageous. We're not looking for heroes. We're looking for men of character, young men of character. That's what we're building. Character connections. They're in every single one of the handbooks. And it's very easy to just go cruising right by. It's a requirement for all your ranks, but it's easy to cruise right by. My first time through as a den leader, I hated seeing these because I'm like, oh, the boys will hate this. It's no fun. We're not doing something. It's not an activity. We actually have to talk. If you approach it the right way, the boys like it. Matter of fact, sometimes you have a hard time getting them to stop talking. Hey, we got to do something else, but I want to tell you another story. Okay. And then I'll say, I got to tell you another story. We need to move on. And then eventually you go, you know what? This is good. let them tell their stories, and eventually bring it back around with a Den Leader's Minute or something like how this applies. The key to the character connections is about leading questions, not yes or no questions. For courage, it's using the 4 B's. Be strong, be calm, be clear, be careful. Those are the things that you should always remember in an emergency. Strong is not physical strength. Strong is of intellect, mind, character. Calm. Can't help anybody else if you're panicking too, right? Be clear. Clear on what's going on, instructions you're giving other people. Clear as far as your communications when you go get help. And lastly, be careful. Just because there's an emergency going on doesn't mean that you put yourself at risk or others at risk by not taking your time and being careful. These are great things. They're all about courage. When is it hard to do the right thing? That one by itself will get you 30 minutes worth of talking in a Cub Scout town. Okay, EDGE. For Cub Scout leaders, not as many of you know EDGE. Boy Scouts, it has been incorporated the last couple of years in the ranks as far as for tenderfoot, second class and first class as far as using EDGE. Explain, demonstrate, guide, enable. Why is that important? It is important because it is a wonderful teaching tool in the fact that that's how most people learn. If I just go and I sit here and I tell you something, about these facts, then you leave, okay, some of you may have retained more than others depending on your interest level in what I was talking about. But ultimately, you really don't have the skills to go in and reproduce what I did. If I'm demonstrating, at least you're hearing it and you're seeing it. Okay, so I'm getting better. But until I get something, you actually doing the activities and start doing guiding, I really am not really locking in any kind of skills to you. And lastly, once you've done it a couple times, once you actually have to teach somebody else, then you really got it. And let's face it, if you're learning how to tie knots, I sit up here and I tie a knot for you. Say, hey, there it is, you can do it now. A couple of you go, yeah, I got it. Because what I'm doing is I'm just reminding you of what you learned years ago anyway. But for those of you who've never seen it, sure, I got that. Oh, no, let me show you again. See, you got it. And most of us go, sure, I got it. Because you're thinking, I don't have to tie that knot. I'm not going to embarrass myself. This is great. And then I go, hey, here's the rope. There's where rubber hits the road, right? I don't know. Well, that's okay. Bring that one under here, and this over here, and it's in your hands. Oh, yeah, I see. Let's try it again. Do it again. And then I go, okay, teach him. That's how EDGE works. So with courage, it's interesting in the fact that, you're explaining about courage, which I can talk all the long day about being brave to avoid, but mostly he's still got that heroic thought in his head. But once I start talking about, moral choices and how I've done certain things in my life and how I did make certain decisions, and, I even talking about something that's happened in my life over the last week, or even demonstrating for him when we're doing things, when we're on a trip and I'm working with someone else, or like for instance I'm talking to a camp master about something and I'm showing the true courage of doing the right thing no matter if it's easy or not, I'm actually demonstrating for them. Then later on I'm providing them scenarios, opportunities, then finally enabling them. Try to look at EDGE in everything you do. Okay, that takes a lot of planning, that's hard. Yeah. Your front-end investment pays dividends tenfold on your back end. I mean, all day long I can say, hey, we're just going to teach you this, and they may get it. But if you really want to stick, think through, how am I going to explain this? How will I demonstrate it? Okay, then I need an activity that actually takes this and allows them to do it. Because you remember Rule 5 with Cub Scouts? If you don't have them up and doing something with about 5 minutes, you lost them. If I'm sitting here talking about something other than sharks, snakes, fire, that's about it. I've lost them in about 5 minutes, right? And those subjects are, ooh, I got a story. So I've mostly lost them anyway. But after the 5 minutes, I better have an activity. So I better be ready to guide them. So how about courage? How have I enabled them? Well, wait a minute. Maybe have the boys plan a hike. There's the map and here's the compass. You guys are in charge. That's scary. I don't recommend you doing this anywhere that you've never been. Unless you're incredibly good with a compass or you have a GPS. But you let them lead. You are doing a little bit of a guiding every once in a while. Wait a minute, have you oriented the map? Oh, yeah. But let them do what they're going to do. Let them explore, new skills. Each time that they do these kind of things, there's a little bit of fear, but then they overcome it and they remember, man, look what we did. How about a new song, cheer, skit, leading others, standing up in front of a pack meeting? For some kids, that's terrifying. So don't make those kids stand up by themselves. That's why their buddies are there. That's why their den's going up there. So as a group, it's not so scary. Still maybe a little scary. But they've got their buddies there. And they're part of the group. Look for these abilities. Make a point to explain when they show courage. Because they may not see it for themselves, because they're still thinking heroic. It's about courage. How about the inner knight? Describe for your boys that they have an inner knight. All boys know about knights. I don't think I've met a single boy yet that doesn't have some type of inclination about a knight. Right? We all heard tons of stories. There's been movies. Knights, heck, little knight men. I used to have little figures, and they used to fight all day long. Those knights never could get along. But they have an inner knight. Chivalry and bravery are components of scouting. Think about it. Pretty cool. This is based upon taking up the full armor of God, which is in Ephesians. I didn't take all of it, but there are certain points that you can bring forward to any denomination, any religious group whatsoever, and it really strikes a resonance with the boys. They're putting on armor. Okay? The helmet. The helmet is an understanding. They need to be open to thinking, to listening to what's going on, to understand what someone else is saying, or what the instructions that are going to be given. The helmet protects their head. Their knight's the weapon, the sword, is knowledge. Things that they've looked up, things that they've read, things they've heard before, the knowledge that's been given to them. The belt of truth. Holds up the pipes, it's true. It holds everything together. It's the center. It is your core. It's all about truth. The breastplate of righteousness guards your heart. It's about doing the right thing, about being true, about sleeping really well at night because you got a clear conscience. The shield of faith, Scottish rubber. Doesn't matter which religion it is. It has to do with faith. And then finally, the shoes of preparation. You're like, well, that doesn't really inspire anybody. But you know what? If you haven't prepared, if you haven't gotten something ready, if you haven't tried to, done a dry run of something or whatever, or tried it, ain't it's going to work. Ultimately, if you don't have your shoes on, it's going to be a long trip. You better prepare, right? Give the boys these chances. All 12 core values are actually parts of this suit of armor. Every single one of them. The boys will love that. Build some shields. Build swords out of the pool noodles. They love this kind of stuff. This is good stuff. It allows you to sneak in lots of really good value teaching because it's a game with a purpose. How about Scouts in Action? You guys read Boy's Life too, right? Yeah? Yeah. When I was a boy, the very first thing that I would turn to when I got my Boy's Life back in the 70s was that. Scouts in Action. Do you know what the very first thing I read in my son's Boy's Life now? Scouts in Action. The graphics are a lot better now. But the stories are still inspiring. It never fails. Every single time I read, I get chills. I get chills because it's showing scouts being scouts, being prepared, helpful, courageous. These are great stories. Some of them seem almost too good to be true. What? A 9-year-old saves an adult from drowning? Really? Yeah. These are great stories. Use some of these. I saw one today that was posted on Facebook. It was today from 1947. And it was about a Sea Scout crew who, there was a hurricane came into their community, and the leader was on a business trip, and he's like, oh man, I bet the boys are not doing anything. I'm not there to help them. I'm not there to lead them. And when he gets back, he finds that the boys put together bears, they're bringing out the injured, they're acting as runners, communicating by the emergency crews that are there. They are gathering supplies, blankets and such. They had scoured the entire community and were making a difference. And the very last panel was the leader going, I guess I forgot. You guys don't need leaders. Scouting is leadership. And I was just like, wow. It's like, these are great. Great, and all the boys are getting them in their magazine. I'm agreeing with it. We've had people in this district that are in a cartoon. Very cool. You can also look up all the old ones online. Boy, Boys Life. All right, so it's summertime. What else do you do? Well, I'm gonna go. I don't know. That's why your handbook has all the electives in the back. Choose some things. Let the boys be the leaders of these. Let the boys choose which ones they want. And maybe they, in partnership with their parents, can lead this. It takes bravery to do that, right? I especially like, the ones with the sign language. I liked that as a kid. This is the exact same graphics that were in my book when I was back in the 70s. I think it's really cool. But go through your electives and let the boys choose some things. The more active, the better, obviously. Make it fun for parents and siblings. All right, so meetings. I'm hoping that your meetings for your committee is more like this and less like that. But you never know. Either way, hopefully, you have it. So what kind of meeting should you be having? An annual program pack planning meeting. Have you guys had those? Had one this year? Nice, good job. My pack's having one next week. Planning for 2013 and 2014. People are like, hey, it's not 2013-2014 school year. We just got in the summer. Yeah, but it's never too early to plan. Then you should also be having monthly pack leaders meetings, pack den leaders, meetings each, den leader with den chief. How many of you guys actually have a den leader / cub master meeting in addition to your committee meeting? Good. Why is that important? Because your cub master and your den leaders are providing programs. Your committee is providing support. Those are not the same. They're complementary, but they're not the same. You need time for the cub master and the den leaders to get together and discuss how you're going to do the program. The how. To coordinate. To put together, a conscious program. And then the committee goes, how can we support you and give you basically the engine to get you there? That's the jobs. The committee chair is the leader of the entire pack. But let's face it, the cub master's up front running the program. So he or she and their den leaders should be on the same page of music. Hopefully teaching things that are complementary so that the dens can then come at the pack meeting and actually present them things so that they can be the stars of the show. I know it's hard. It's really painful sometimes when you get boys up there and like, you're never going to do that. And it's just difficult. But you suck it up and you do it because that's what they need to do. They need to be up there doing some things. What should you address in your meetings? One in red? That's a bad word in scouting. Why is it a bad word? Succession is good stuff. Well, a lot of people think, I've got to volunteer. I don't want to look for another one. They'll be there ever so long. And sometimes they will. And sometimes they'll get transferred next week and then they're gone. Or sometimes they'll get sick. Or sometimes maybe one of their parents will get sick and has to move in with them and all of a sudden they just don't have enough time in their life. Maybe they lose interest in the program and they leave. There's thousands of things that happen. Anytime that you have to sit there and wonder what will happen to our program if this happens, you need to think about succession planning. You need people in place. That doesn't mean that I want you to leave. That means I appreciate your job so much that I want to make sure that we have someone to back you up. And ultimately what you should be doing succession planning is every single person should be looking to outgrow their job. Get really good at their job, train somebody else, move on to something else, to continue to grow, to stay interested, to not burn out. Succession planning. And it doesn't happen organically. Hey, you know what? Dinners happen. Someone will show up. If that works for your pack, you guys are the luckiest people on earth. Because it doesn't happen that way now. Here is a big point. The program needs to be fun, exciting, and a purpose of Cub Scouting. Or your parents and the kids will vote with their feet. They won't attend anymore. Can you make a fun, exciting program without planning? For a real short period of time, yeah. But eventually you won't be able to. Eventually, they'll see through the razzle-dazzle and realize there really is no substance to the program. You can only fool some of the people some of the time, right? Okay, so who should you attend your annual PAC meeting? It's a trick question. Anybody wants to, everybody. Who absolutely must attend? PAC committee members, den leaders, yes. Beyond that, any parent that wants to come. Absolutely. Matter of fact, you want to encourage parents to come because the parents need to understand how the sausage is made. A lot of parents think the Cub Scouting happens like, yeah, no problem, it's 5 minutes of planning, we're good. Every time I have a brand new parent come to a meeting and they're sitting going, afterwards they get this deer in headlight like, yeah, now you got it, don't you? It's not easy sometimes putting a program together. Especially if you're trying to do unique things. It's great to have them there. It needs to be an open plan, make sure it's open to everyone. It's not about making, oh, we don't want everybody to know what the budget. Yeah, you do. Every single person in that pack needs to understand the budget. They need to know where the money is, how much you got, and why your dues are set the way they are. Why? Well, number one, it's the right thing to do. But number two, it encourages buy-in so they understand that you guys aren't just, you leaders in the Brown Church are not just doing something over here that we just don't understand. You're just not leading us and taking advantage of us. No, it's a big deal. They all need to understand it. And maybe they'll find their place of where they can volunteer and add a few hours here and there. So it's important to do it, stay on it, and also stay on your agenda. As the group gets larger, the chance of war stories and whatever goes up. Yeah.
I don't see Cub Master on the list. Is that intentional?
No, Cub Master and Den leaders are considered to be.
Got it.
It should say probably program leaders. It's probably better. No, that's not it. Cub Master should be there too. All right. Some of these things seem incredibly simplistic, and why do you even have it up there? This is insulting. No, I can't tell you. I think it was the second year we were doing our annual planning with my pack. None of us brought a calendar. Are you kidding me? We all looked at each other. I thought you brought it. And I was just sitting there going, I am the dumbest person on the earth. How is this possible? We're going to put together an annual plan and none of us have a calendar. And this is, like, and none of us knew the dates of the schools, when the schools were going to be out. When was spring break? When was winter break? Like, golly, what is our problem here? You need to know the dates of organizations. You need to understand these kind of things. It seems real simplistic, but it's easy to get lost in the big stuff and forget the mechanism to get there. But also, notice some of your district and council days. Leverage stuff that's going on there. Like for the summer, my pack is leveraging some of the things the district is doing. Hey, why do I have to reinvent the wheel? There's already going to be leaders there. There's already going to be a great program. What day is that happening? Oh, let's add that to our calendar. We below Zari should be on your calendar, right? If you don't know what it is, it's hard to put on the calendar. Especially, hey, we're going to do a fall camping trip. It's on this day. We below Zari is the same day. Oh, that was a bad plan. Set dates for blue and gold pilot. Some of these things, especially if you have to get special permission to use a facility, they better be on your calendar really soon so that you can give 4, 6, 9 months advance notice to the facility. Make sure you get it. Tell you what, in this district with a number of Cub Scout packs in this area, and you decide, let's say a month out, hey, we're going to go camping this weekend. Good luck finding a camping site. Ain't going to happen. You'll be camping in someone's backyard, what you'll be doing.
And make sure you have the loot train.
And make sure you have the loot train. Make sure you have, you've planned it out. These kind of things all take time. How about this last one? Once you've got your calendar, make sure a copy is given to everybody in the pack. Now, just because you gave it out doesn't mean they're going to remember. I told you the date. People go, I didn't realize it was then. It's on the calendar. No, I don't think I have one of those. Okay. It's worthwhile to give one out every so often. It's worthwhile to send out emails reminding people 2 or 3 times. You're like, well, I don't want to insult them. It's okay. We're all very busy people. And it's very, very easy to go delete. Doesn't hurt my feelings if you delete my email. If I send you 3 times a notification this is coming up and you delete it, doesn't hurt my feelings at all. It does hurt my feelings when you don't show up and you're like, well, I didn't know it was happening. Really? How is that possible? So, you know, and set budgets too. It's important to do all these things. All right, see the 4th one down, review Journey to Excellence status. Journey to Excellence, to some seem, oh, it's just one more program we got to fill out another form for. Yes. However, Journey to Excellence, which came into being, I guess we're on our 3rd year of it now, is really a great program in the fact that it provides good mileposts as far as keeping your pack healthy. If I make this level and this and this and this happen, more than likely you're putting on a really good program because you're paying attention to the behind the scenes stuff. The Journey to Excellence, by looking at it and discussing the points, you know, retention, advancement, summer camp, leader training, all these things lead you down the right path of saying this is the way to maintain and keep a healthy pack. You should, every single committee meeting, you should be pulling this out. Where do we stand now? It's a 12-month program. Every month. Where do we stand now? Because when it comes down to November, we're going, wow, we didn't do this at all. Did you look at it in the last 4 months? Or are you going to try to put 4 service projects in December? Gosh, I hope not. Use it. This is a great program. Yeah, it has a patch, it has a board with it. That's great. Using the methodology and everything about the 14 categories is the key. Have it, copy at your meetings. You guys do these? Start, stop, continues? Nope.
Yes.
Good. I'm hearing a yes. Why is it important to do this? It's important to do it because if you cannot articulate what you're doing, everyone sort of has a, yeah, we're doing okay. Really? What are you doing? It's the same thing as thinking about up front what part of the Cub Scout core values you're going to put into your program. It's the same thing with this. If you know that you're going to do a start, stop, and continue at the end of your meeting, you know that you need to be thinking about, okay, was this a good thing or not a good thing? And if not a good thing, why was it a good thing? Was it so bad that we need to stop it? This is a way for you guys to take a pulse of what's going on. It is important to do it every single committee meeting. I recommend doing it every DIN meeting too to get the boys used to critical thinking. Okay, Tigers, it's really a train wreck. But that's okay. You can make it simple, make it a little fun. What'd you like doing? Should we continue to do that? Yeah! Well, is there anything we should stop doing? Oh, okay, well, that's the beginning. But by doing these, we're actually putting critical thinking and we're actually putting details and articulating what we're doing. If you can't articulate what you're doing, how do you know what you're doing? Bless you. All right. This is the award we gave out a little while ago. How amazing segue. I didn't even know one was going to be given out. I couldn't have planned it better if I tried. The Unit Leader Award of Merit. It is one of the least known awards out there, which is a shame because in my opinion, it's one of the most valuable ones there are. You have a leader who has dedicated themselves to the program for at least 18 months. They've put on a great program, they're fully trained, they have a leader succession plan in place, their boys are advancing, and they have a great relationship with the charter organization and with the community at large. Why would you not want to recognize them, especially in front of the pack, the boys and the parents? That person's doing an amazing job. That's something. The Unit Leader Award of Merit is different than a lot of the other knots on their chest. The Tiger Award. Time and grade, survive it. Go training. Den Leader Award. Time and grade, training, survive it. We below. Same thing with a couple extra trainings. All these are time and grade ones. This one is merit. It's just like the District Award of Merit, where you're helping out the district level. or just like the silver buffalo at the council level, or the silver antelope at the regional level, or the silver buffalo at the national level. It's about amazing things that have been done and your peers recognizing you for that. As leaders, I'm hoping that you are looking at this and going, this is a great way to say thank you for some amazing service. For the top leaders, it also provides you a good yardstick. How am I doing? So, don't lose that thought. These are great ones to, especially you committee chairs. I mean, go out a couple committee chairs and other. Committee chair is the one who actually puts in the form. Then it goes to your professional scout. All right, so we're going to do a break. I hate Atari. You guys remember this game?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've got arthritis from it, I'm sure. Yeah, yeah, super. All right, so we're going to do a quick breakout. What time is it now? It is 8:28. Okay, we're going to do a 15-minute breakout. Here's what I want. Obviously, you can discuss anything that's important to the group. I'd like to keep the groups to no more than about 6. Let's keep, so that the conversation, we have multiple conversations. But in addition to that, I'd ask for one thing. I've got some pieces of paper here I'd like people to take. I want people to list something new that their dinner pack is going to do this year. Something new. This is about courage. If you don't have anything new, think of something that you wouldn't mind committing to doing new this year. Because ultimately, we all run into the same problems. I've been Cub Master now for 4 years with my pack. I've been with this pack for 7 years. And in reality, our annual calendar is the same this year as last year, as the year before that. And while the boys have a good time, it's about the same. And every year I'm like, you know, I'm going to do something different. And I don't. Part of it is laziness. Part of it is I haven't got buy-in from my other leaders. Part of it's not is a lack of courage to think of trying something new. Hey, I know this will work. Just go with the one I know it works. It's already in my pocket. This is great. Sometimes, like this year, I swear this year my boys are going to do a rocket derby. I wanted to do one my entire life. When I was a boy, I wanted to do one. We do rain gutter regatta. We do pinewood derby. It's time for the third one, the rocket derby. And truthfully, I think they'll have a great time. Have we ever done it? Nope. Do I know anything about it other than the basics? Nope. So I've got to learn about it. You know, and my other leaders go, really? Another thing? I'm like, yeah, this is going to be cool. So, that's what I'm asking is if, you know, and what I'd like is to have, so I can read a couple out, because these also fire synopsis for everybody else going, great idea, we should do that. That's what Roundtable is about, is sharing ideas. So, we'll do 15 minutes, so at 15 till, breakout, like I said, you can talk about anything that's important to you at the moment, but if I could ask for one deliverable from everybody, from each person, is one thing your dinner pack is going to do new this year. Good deal? We can do that, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Here's the paper. And if you need more pins, there's pins back at the parking lot. And time. All right, everyone. Let me respect your time. It's 15 minutes to. Let's finish up real quick. You can just stay where you're at.
We had a good time.
Okay, it's summertime, but that does not mean that you should stop doing service. Most of us as Cub Scouters think of service only as scouting for food, maybe something else. There are lots of opportunities to do things. Right now is a perfect time to do a coat drive or a blanket drive. People are cleaning out their house, going, you know, I don't need this, or little Timmy's outgrowing his jacket. It's a perfect time. No organization is going to turn away jackets or blankets because it's summertime. They want these things because they need them. When it gets cold, they need them, and then all of a sudden they're desperately looking for them. Maybe you're collecting pennies and dimes to, you know, for food, to buy food. Teach the boys by taking them to the grocery store. Talk to the manager of the grocery store and see what kind of discount you can have for buying things there that are going to the food bank. Most of these grocery stores, the managers have community outreach budgets. They really do. Do a penny war, where you have a series of jars. And each den has, that's their homeland. And for every penny that they put in there, that's a point. But anything that's silver is negative points. So hey, I'm putting in 4 or 5 pennies in mine, but you know what? Den number 4 is really ahead of me. There's a quarter. Minus 25 for you. Next thing you know, the kids are putting money right and left. You don't care. You're just looking to collect the money, and then they understand that it goes to food bank or whatever else, whatever service you want to do to the community. It's a ton of fun. The parents get into it too. All of a sudden, you start seeing crinkly money. That's when it really happens. So, rummage sales. Check with your charter organization. What is their passion? What service do they want to do? Help them out. All right, parking lot. Parking lot's all in the back right there. That is my second brain, because truthfully, my first brain doesn't work all the time. Anything that is new that you want me to add, please put it in the parking lot. Anything you're like, please stop doing that, put it in the parking lot. This is my stop, and continue capability by putting that. If there's something going on with your unit, you want the district to know about it, parking lot. That way we can get it out either by email or the Facebooks or both. These are opportunities. A lot of times when someone comes and asks me a question, a lot of times if I don't know the answer right then and there, I'll go, can you put that in the parking lot, because that'll remind me to go do the research. Any piece of information that I've given out, I'll be happy to give it to you, parking lot. Now my slides, and I actually video all my roundtables go up, I put links up on Facebook, so they're available as well. But if you don't have Facebook and you want a copy of it, let me know, I'll send you a link to my Dropbox and be happy to give it to you. Because I want this information to go to anybody that wants it. Share it. Scouting is the one organization too where stealing is encouraged. Do not reinvent your program. You don't have to. There are millions and millions of scouters, and they've thought of lots of cool things. Some work, some don't. Don't do that. They wouldn't work. Do it like this. This is a great opportunity to share. Knots. We talked about those earlier. We're in a transitional period. We're moving away from the colorful ones to the less colorful ones. As long as the colorful ones are still available at the scout shop, they will be awarded, but once they run out, we'll be moving to the less colorful ones. But that's not the important part. The important part is we're teaching our boys a skill here as well, saying thank you. When you pull up an adult in front of the group to say thank you, you're doing 2 things. One, you're making sure that adult knows that I really appreciate what you have done. Be specific. Take the moment to say things about specific. I want to thank Mr. Smith for the generous use of his trailer during the Scouting for Food activity. That trailer allows us to carry the equivalent of 14 cars worth of food. It's safer for everyone. It allows us to take, to actually gather more food. And without that, it would have added numerous man hours. Thank you so much. What I did was show that I understand the impact for what they did. If I just say, I just want to thank him for the use of his trailer, hey, what have I done? I just checked the box. Sometimes we do that in life. But don't you feel better when someone actually puts a little detail to it, which means they understood what you did and actually wants to thank you specifically for something? Don't your kids light up when you're specific about, hey, you know what? I saw the grade on your math test. 94. That was awesome. That was amazing. I didn't even know the answer to some of those questions. They just light up. Like they've got a big old, spotlight inside. Hey, good job with your school, Dad. Yeah, Dad. Okay, that's still good. Don't get me wrong. Don't stop doing that. But specific is better. Knots are the way to show the boys that saying thank you is important. Remember your mom always made you write thank you notes? As a boy, I hated that. As an adult, I still hate it. But we do it because we've been trained. Our mom says we should do it. But it's important to thank people. And by giving the knots, we are actually publicly showing the Cub Scouts, the boys, that even adults do that. It's important to thank other people. And not to mention the boys love seeing their mom or dad up there being thanked. It's my mom, it's my dad. It's cool stuff. So keep up with that. They may not wear them, that's okay. Some people are more minimalistic. It doesn't matter. The key is the thank you. All right, quick minute here. Courage. My oldest son was born with apron syndrome. That is a craniofacial issue where a lot of the plates in the head are fused. Requires numerous surgeries. He was born without any fingers, without any toes. He's had numerous surgeries to create man-made fingers and toes. We've had his skull broken up and all kinds of things. Had scaffolding to pull it out. numerous trials. And it's very easy to say, it was hard, but you know what? It actually was easy because you love the child and you know, that's what I gotta do. I gotta do it. This is what I gotta do. And Robert is grown up to be just like any other kid. 6th grader this year, struggles sometimes. The organization is not his forte. But the one thing I can say about Robert, without a shadow of a doubt, is no matter what, Robert will go up and he will make friends with anybody. People will stare at him all day long because he looks different. They'll stare at his hands because he looks different. And then he'll say, Dad, they're staring. I'm like, yeah? What do you think? And he'll look at me and go, because I've said this to him, well, they probably just don't know me. Exactly. And he will go and he will introduce himself. And next thing I know, they're long lost friends that play, and because kids are amazing like that. Oh, well, it's fine now. Us adults are the ones that are the dummies that hang on to stuff and like, well, we got to keep worrying about this. So he shows courage every single day. I don't give him enough encouragement for that courage because I see it every day. And I assume, well, that's just the way it should be. And some days I actually question, am I being too hard on him right now? Or am I being too soft? Am I giving him a free pass? Because life's going to be hard. As Cub Scout leaders, we need to treat each day as a brand new day. When we see a Cub Scout showing Scout spirit, doing something that shows courage, or any of the other core values, highlight it. You don't know what their day's been like that week, or that day, or their week's been. You don't know that inside they've had, they feel insecure about something, or they just feel like they didn't do a good job on something. And maybe that moment is just enough to remind them, you know what? I think you're pretty good. I think you're great. And I like the man that you're growing into. Don't forget, every single one of those is gold. And you can never do it too much, as long as it's sincere from your heart. Facebook, we got it. We're there. Post. It is a great place to put anything that's happening with your units. If you have questions about things going on, or if information is not showing up on the district website or whatever, that's a good place. I get a lot of questions, hey, when's this going to occur? And that way, it's almost like having my parking lot. That's my virtual parking lot that I can take things and go find out and find the information for you. They're great opportunities. Like us, love us. There is no roundtable next month. July has traditionally been an off month roundtable because it used to be that we had our day camps during July. So we need to give our volunteers a break because day camp and roundtable are around the same time. Our day camps are now the end of June, but tradition, we just don't have one. So use this opportunity to have fun with your units, have fun with your families, go to a parade on July 4th. Or better yet, be in a parade on July 4th. That's what we do. We have a ton of fun. My boys love it because they think everybody's cheering for them. And you know what? They are. That's the best part. Our next one will be August 14th. And then right after that, school starts again. And join Scouting Night. So get ready. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for what you do. Do not believe for a moment that the boys don't appreciate what you do, but also don't forget that they always watch what you do. So do it right. If you don't mind helping me with the chairs, I appreciate it. Have a great night.